All right. Without further ado, because we're a little bit behind time, we're trying to get these stories out. I'm gonna go ahead and start. If you are on, please like and share. Please like and share. We are live. Put a pin in it. Conversations with Elisa, and I am Elisa. All right. Hey, I am Elisa, and I want you to have a seat. We have a great show for you on tonight. You need to stay tuned. And I watched Mia, can't think of the last name of it, but I watched that Tyler Perry movie, and I'm going to give you my honest review. Okay, at the end, I'm gonna give you my honest review at the end. But today, okay, we have some stuff to talk about in sports. We have some stuff to talk about in a whole lot of things. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring my sports co-host and all things. Queen, how are you today?
Hey, I am well and blessed and highly favored. How y'all doing?
Blessed and highly favored of the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. So this weekend was, I don't know about you. I can't speak for you, but I know that I am really excited about female basketball. They have really turned it up, and they haven't stopped since last year. I started being in tune with them last year. I really wasn't like sitting down on the weekend and say, let me turn on LSU or let me turn on South Carolina. Let me turn on Iowa. But that is the case this year. What about you?
Not so much.
Okay.
I'm just not feeling it. The game is not being played as I think it could be
Hmm.
played. There's room for a lot of improvement. I was a UConn girl,
Uh-huh.
and UConn is not even like pulling it like they used to. So
Right.
I'm stuck. I'm back at AAU with the little girl that I showed. I'm there with her because she's balling
Oh,
out of control. And I think that when they started, I think last year, year before, when they started increasing like the endorsements and
uh-huh.
increasing like and making it like payroll now, it's like
Uh-huh.
it's too commercialized for me. It's like all about the camaraderie and all about the aggressiveness of the woman on the
Hmm.
court, like she's just as tough as Michael Jordan. She talk trash like Kobe Bryant. Like I don't,
Hmm.
that's not the
So
art. That's not the art
so
of the
are
game.
you so are you telling me that when you play basketball you don't talk junk?
I don't talk junk, baby. I
You don't?
demonstrate. I don't talk junk.
Oh, baby.
Now listen,
You
listen.
don't
I
want
might
to
get
play
you. Listen,
me.
I no because it's like what? Why would I exert myself talking trash to you? Like I will
It's
hit some moves that
fun.
I'm all about
Talking
demonstration.
talking trash. I talk trash and back it up. Talking trash is fun. And that's the same. I feel like I don't think it's fair that they don't want women to show more. Just like in tennis, like Serena, she's very emotional. She's passionate about tennis. But when she would show her emotion, she got penalized more than anybody else. And
That's
those
when they were mistreating her.
uh-huh.
They were mistreating her. It was necessary to advocate for herself. But in
Okay.
that game, she's doing her thing. You know
Right.
what I mean? And that I'm just that type of person. Let me just demonstrate. Let me just now I might talk trash playing spades,
uh-huh.
but that's about it. You know, you get loud and rowdy in spades, but let me just demonstrate what I got because I can't control the cards the way the cards land, but I
Right.
control the movement of my body on that court. And it's
Right.
like, come on now,
Right.
just demonstrate who you are. And I just feel like I feel like she's slow to be so
Who-
tall. Like she's like well, I'm speaking of Angel Reese.
Oh, you're talking about
Cause
Angel Reese. Okay. I
I
got a
had her
picture
in
of her.
mind. Yeah, I had her in mind. It's like I just feel like she's slow. How tall is she?
Angel Reese is pull it up because I have all of this stuff pulled up. Angel
Okay.
Reese is uh I think she is 6'3". Angel
Okay,
Reese is 6'3".
she only 6'3", so I'm
Mm-hmm.
6'2", and I feel like I would be faster than her at 50. Like I don't understand it. I don't
Angel
understand.
Now I don't like Angel Reese's style of play, but I purposely watched her Sunday, and she gets she she's already thinking if I miss my basket, I'm going to get the rebound. That's why she keeps ending up with like 20 something rebounds because she's already in her mind, if I miss it, I'm going to get the rebound.
You
If
follow up. You follow
Right.
up.
And she does that. Now that part of her
That's her
game,
job.
I can say that she does well. But defense wise and all those other things, she can't make a layup for the first time to save her life. She
Like
always have to get the rebound and or get fouled. But she can shoot free throws. So I
And that's
mean,
one thing that she should have learned long time ago is a layup. Like she a big girl. She too big to
yeah,
not have a layup. You know what I mean? But that's
yeah,
good observation about her free throws. And but that's what you're taught. You follow up with your shot. And
right.
so I think she has in not being able to use the square and make a layup. Like I don't think
Mhm.
really I don't know. I didn't follow her in high school. I don't know because that's not even knowing the fundamentals of your position.
I don't know if she's getting fouled and they're not calling it, but it she misses a lot of. I would like to see Angel Reese do more in the paint, but like I would like to see her do like the fall away shots. I would like to see
Okay.
her do you know how not just
She's not
under
that
the
skilled.
goal. I would like to see her advance in doing other things versus just stand up under the goal. That's what I would like to see.
She's not. So is
And
she power forward? She's forward.
I think she'll center.
That's what I saw her stats that said she was forward. I thought she should be a center. But
No, she is a forward, but I think they play her as a center. She's a
okay.
forward. Who is their center? Now I'm looking at
See,
their
when I
center
was
is supposed to be Aaliyah Rosario, but I don't never see her in the game.
my thing is I think I've been blessed to have been coached by one of the most
Uh oh. Did we go out again?
Did I go out again?
Oh, you went out. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go back where you
So
were.
I think that I've spoiled. So anybody from how I was coached, because how I was coached, I retained everything to be able to teach it, learn it,
Mm-hmm.
master it, and be able to teach it. The plays that my coach back in the late 80s taught
Mm-hmm.
me, I still remember the plays,
Mm-hmm.
the presses. Like I remember everything. And so
Mm-hmm.
when I look at these teams, even like my daughter when she was playing high school, I was teaching them the plays and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I look at these teams, it's like, do y'all really know the fundamentals of basketball? On top of me now being a referee, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. It's all
Right.
about attitude. It's all about aggression. It's all about let me do this and let me do that. Um, and that block when she blocked, she could have, from my angle, I would have called it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So because I don't know, she made contact. She did not structure her body still. She wasn't
Right.
playing. She was moving. She was in motion. And so had she made contact, yeah. And I think was the girl at the 3-point line.
I don't remember. Like I watched South Carolina, but I didn't really. I watched to the point where I knew they was gonna win, and then I just walked away.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah.
watched.
Yeah.
But speaking of talking junk, I got a video of Angel Reese talking junk. Let me see if I can
Yeah.
play it.
She talking shit to the girl. Who you talking? She averages a double double, 19 points, 12 rebounds. She's trying to be the sixth player since 2010 with. Nigga said fuck her all up. Yeah, what you talking to? Look, she's still talking shit to her. 11 boards now for Angel today. These are how many points you got. Oh, all right. Fuck her with you.
And
So
see, why does that matter? How many points you have?
she was talking junk. You mean so you're telling me?
I don't. I've been raised and
Oh
nurtured
man.
as listen, as teamwork. Let's get the job done. However we get it done, let's get it done. And so to talk trash, like I don't like. I like. See, I'm a different type of creature. I like that good silent money. I don't need to show
Mm,
that I got money. I don't need my man to show that he got money. I like that good
mm.
quiet money. You know what I mean? And so I like nice things. And yes, I can make a statement coming in the room, but I don't have to talk. I'm not a trash talker. I'm more about like, okay, let me show you what I got. Let's go.
So you
You know?
saying you don't like the NBA talking junk either? Because they do it all the time. So
I
across
think
the
that
board, you don't want anybody talking junk in
you
sports.
can
You just
talk like, oh man, like that, like oh, watch this. Okay, get that out of here in the midst of the motion. But all that stuff when she get ready to shoot, like, come on, ignore that.
so you gonna
Like
tell me you don't think that girl was saying something to her?
now, if I was there as the official, I would have been doing preventative officiating.
Right,
Stuff like that can go over and snowball into some crazy stuff. I've seen it.
right.
So
Now,
why?
and
What is
to
it
the
for?
point where they're fighting, no, that shouldn't. But like the hand in the face, like
Now, when
Caitlin
she when
Clark.
she was doing that, okay, I get that because that's your brand. You building your brand. You doing this. I get all that, right?
Mhm,
But all that other stuff right there, come on. You block a
right,
shot, like, yeah, get that out of here, like whatever. You know what I mean?
right, right.
But yeah,
I'm gonna be. I'm going to say that we saw Angel's Reese, Angel Reese's reaction because she
uh-huh.
said, "Who you talking to? I know you
Right.
ain't talking to me." So the
Hmm.
girl must have said something slick to her, but Angel Reese was already like,
But
I
isn't
know you
that
ain't
isn't
talking
that
to
how it works? Like when you
me.
were in school,
Right,
they catch you getting the camera on her. The
right,
camera is on me. You know,
right.
accepted this position. So why would I go back and forth with her? I'm at the free throw line. I'm more concerned about me going back and forth with her than me getting the point for my team.
Right.
Whether we're up or not, it's all about
Right.
teamwork. When you start to make it about you, then yeah, you can talk trash like that. When I just felt like it was unnecessary.
Right. So out of all of these three, these are the ones I'm looking at.
Okay.
LSU, Iowa, and South Carolina. Though I'm just being honest, those are the only three that I follow. They're in my favorites. So when they're playing, I'm watching, right?
Hmm.
I believe South Carolina is going to take it all this year. I just
Okay.
do.
You said that. You said that.
I believe South Carolina's March Madness is coming up. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you I'm gonna pull that on up. March Madness is coming up, right?
Hmm.
It's coming up. Let me pull it up. March Madness. I guess they're in the back. Praise the Lord. On time prompt is what I like.
Hey, guys.
Y'all got time to get some water because I got like 15 minutes. Then we're gonna start. Okay. Um, so March Madness begins. So Thursday, I believe, is the last um game for
Hmm.
everybody.
Okay.
Um March the first four, March 20th through the 21st. Then the first
Hmm.
round is March 22nd to the 23rd. Second round, March 24th to the 25th. Sweet 16, March 29th through the 30th. Elite Eight, March 31st to April 1st. Final Four, April 5th. And the championship game, April 7th, which I plan to be there. I'm going to be there.
Ooh.
Um,
Okay.
so um, I don't believe I don't believe Iowa is gonna make it to the Elite Eight.
Really?
Nope. I don't
Okay.
believe this is me. Because you remember when you
Okay.
said that what you said about the football? Now, I don't believe Iowa is gonna make it to the Elite Eight. And I
Hmm.
don't believe that what's the LSU is gonna make it to the Final Four. Now they may make it to the Elite Eight because I really don't believe they're gonna make it there, but I don't want to put my word out there like that. I don't believe that LSU is gonna make it to the Final Four.
Okay.
Um, I don't believe Iowa is gonna make it because they only have her.
Her.
I
Yeah.
looked at that team. I mean, people come
Child.
around. People come around the world to watch Caitlin. Now, Caitlin Clark is a bad girl. Let me tell you. Even on their page, they only have her. They don't have pictures of the other players. It's all about her. They just have the other players' names on the page, right?
But
So,
okay, did you watch her play?
oh, Caitlin Clark is bad.
Did you watch her play though?
Not this last
Now,
game.
okay, you have watched her play.
I have.
Does she play like it's just her, or does she play like it's a team
No,
effort?
she playing like it's a team. She
Okay. See
tries
the
to,
you see the
but
difference?
yeah. So even when they lose, she's not really like, she knows that she's still gonna be a number one pick. Caitlin Clark is bad. And I
Right.
love her. Like she's really good.
Right.
In South Carolina, they have a whole team. So.
Right.
I was gonna talk about the NBA, but I'm gonna skip that. We're gonna talk about this guy right
He
here.
fine. Is he single? How old is he? Let me
Cam
stop.
Newton is single and he's always mingling. All right. So he's not the kind of
Come
person
to
that he just
Baltimore.
had a baby. So he's single, but an altercation happened this weekend with Cam Newton. And if you didn't see it, I'm gonna show it to you right now. I want to talk about this because it happened on my school grounds. I couldn't believe it. I was like, why y'all didn't tell me that Cam Newton was at my school? But watch this.
Whoop that. Whoop that.
All right, that was quick. I'm gonna show it again. All right. So the guy in the um Wicked Witch of the West hat is Cam Newton. Okay. It's called a lock hat. It's what it's called. His locks are inside the hat. So that's why it looks like that. He got into an altercation with what we thought were two young people. But ladies and gentlemen, those were men. Okay, grown men.
Wow.
And these men used to work for Cam Newton a year ago. They were on
Wow.
his 7-on-7. They all have 7-on-7 camps and stuff like that, football camps. And Cam Newton puts on these 7-on-7 football things every year, tournaments and stuff like that. He puts a lot of money into it. And this was one of those things, but Cam Newton wasn't hosting this one. He was going to the guys that they had some beef already. So before the game, they were already talking trash on social media. And then both of them, not just the guys, but Cam Newton too. They all was talking trash. And so when they got on the grounds, it was like 4 minutes of them going back and forth talking trash. And then all of a sudden, I guess one of the guys was like, I can't take it no more, or whatever. And they just started fighting. But they said every time those guys get around Cam Newton because they're so disgruntled that he fired them. And he fired them because they stole money from him.
Hmm.
They stole money from his camp. And so, of course, every time you see somebody that that did something like that to you, always gonna have like a, whatever. But you can tell that Cam Newton he wasn't trying to hurt these guys. Because this man is 6'5", 250 pounds. And he was dragging them like rag dolls.
Absolutely.
He did not throw a
Absolutely.
punch. No, he didn't, Sheila. He did not throw a punch. So I commend Cam Newton. I mean, letting people know, I may wear these, clothes that look like Medea, but I ain't Medea.
But you see how, okay, he talked his trash or whatever, but they
Hmm.
came to him and he just demonstrated. You see what I'm saying? Like
Right,
but he had enough man will, and he was cognitive of still of who he is
right.
rather than to throw them hands.
First of
You see
all,
what I'm
they're
saying?
they are crazy because can't being a quarterback, you already have situational awareness for one. Okay, he probably have military. He probably have stealth mental capacities when it comes to being in a high stress situation. First of all, he was on the Carolina Panthers team. They don't have an O line, so he's used to people trying to jump on him. Okay, he's used to dodging and all that kind of stuff like that. So I don't even understand. And they work with him, so they should know that this man is nobody to be played with. So I don't even
And
know. I don't know, but he showed his discipline. He did, Sheila
didn't
Ashley.
he? He understood the assignment. He like, look, let me just take you because I know you're trying to steal some more money. You're trying to get some more money from me, but it ain't even gonna go down like that. So let me
He
just drag you over. Where was his security?
Um, Cam Newton's he's from Atlanta. So when he comes to these places, he don't really, which I think is crazy, but he really don't have security like that. Let me
Wow.
tell you how Atlanta is. Most celebrities in Atlanta don't have security because the people in Atlanta see celebrities all the time. You can go to the mall, Ti's at the mall. You can go to the mall, Offset's at the mall. Cardi B. It's nothing to see a celebrity. It's like New York too. People don't turn around and be like, "Oh, I want an autograph," because we see these people every day. So it's not like that here. Um, and that's why I don't understand why they would even do that because we already know that's how it is in Atlanta. So I don't even know why, you know, He probably would have. He don't need security actually, but if they would have shot him, that would have been different. That's crazy. But I don't know. I just but that side of town is not a good side of town. Where I work in the hood, and so
Mm,
that's West Atlanta. And so for him to be out there, and that's where Ti is always in West Atlanta, because that's where he's from. They're always coming out there to give back to the community. So I do
mhm.
commend these Atlanta celebrities because that's what they are. Now, when people from out of town that are celebrities like LA and stuff like that, you'll see an entourage around them. But the Atlanta celebrities, they don't have nobody around them. They be by themselves. Just
Wow.
yeah. So I mean, I've seen Rashida got a store. They all got businesses here too, and they're always in their
Hmm.
businesses. So when I
Candy and all.
first
Okay.
came to Atlanta, that's when I met Rashida in her store in Phipps. That's right across the street from
Wow.
me. Yeah. So it's nothing to see them at all. So all right.
You see my
You wanted
cousin down there, Jamal? Oh no, let me stop.
to all right, you wanted to talk about
Yes. Let me
mhm,
set the record straight. This pixie
okay.
cut was done a few years ago. She did
Okay.
not just cut her hair. I
Okay.
misquoted everything last week. So I thought that she had just cut her hair because she has alopecia. She cut her hair years ago. And now her long locks, that's her hair. I guess she had used her hair products and all that. So I just wanted to set the record straight and correct myself.
Okay. And y'all, Beyonce has a hair collection out, products, not hair collection. She has hair products out called what is it called?
Sacred.
Sacred. And it's not spelt like that, but it's
Right.
called Sacred. And if you want to so I want somebody to get it and see how it is and tell me how it is. Because I'm not too keen on trying new things. I want a pixie cut. I cut my hair years ago, real short, but I just don't like the grow out phase. That's why I don't do that.
Yeah, because it get to that, it be cute, and then it get to that ugly phase, and you like, come on and grow. Yeah,
Ah, did you hear about this? Don,
yes.
he's man. Let me give him a hand. When you know your worth,
Hello.
oh my God. Don got $20.5 million from CNN. Is that not amazing?
Amazing.
I mean, he ain't got to work no more, do
No, I wouldn't. I would not.
he? Like, what in the world?
Sometimes you just
That
gotta be
is
patient and wait till things unfold.
that $24.5 million for a split. And I remember how he looked when he found out. He didn't even know that he was getting fired. And it was like he found out when everybody else found out. And I think that is crazy because he did some excellent work on
Yeah,
CNN.
yeah.
He was excellent. But 24.5 million, my tears are dried.
Dry.
My
I have a
tears are
tattoo
dried
smile.
up. 24.5 million. Can you listen?
Hallelujah.
I wonder what he gonna do with all that money.
Mm, wow.
I don't know. That is crazy. All right. I'm waiting on Mr. John and Miss Mr. John and Bonnie. Y'all can come back now. I told him to leave. They really left. I hope they ain't doing what married people do.
Ooh, go on and get it in. Might got a little excited.
Ah. Miss Sheila said that she'll be moving out of. Okay, so y'all stay right there. Thank you, Queen. Y'all give Queen a hand. Thank you for coming on.
Bye, y'all. Peace.
All right, my guest that is coming on right now. Okay, you guys, I have been following Mr. John Moore forever on social media. And man, when I tell you, this man is hilarious. So I just hope he bring his hilarity because he is so funny. But what I noticed about him, he loved him some Bonnie. Now, if you would have watched, if you would have looked like, if you're nosy like me, and if you would have like pulled the picture that I had up and like made it big, you would have saw his hand palming her behind. He loved him somebody, and I cannot wait for them to tell us how they keep the fire burning and what it took to get to where they are. So, everybody, give my guest a hand. All right. Hold on. Let me move this out the way. Give my guest a hand again. Y'all, I am so glad you have decided to come on, put a pin in it, conversations with Elisa, and we going to have a conversation. Hello.
Hello,
Hi,
hello.
how are you?
I am great. I am great. Bonnie.
Yes.
I want you to start off because I know he can talk.
Y'all know I'm
I
quiet in the background.
say again.
I'm normally quiet when in the background.
You normally the quiet one in the background. Okay. I'll let you remain. If you want to say something, you can. Okay.
No.
You said but I know you can talk. First of all, let me tell you how beautiful you are. And I just listen, I love giving women their flowers. Um we as black women, I wouldn't say we, I guess I'm around people that give me my props all the time, but I've heard it said so many times that we just don't give each other our props or whatever like that. But I want to give you your props because you, every time you step out the house, bang. I'm talking about Bonnie have the purse, the shoes. She have the hair, the bot. I'm talking about everything, and I just want to hear. First of all, I don't want to start at the success.
Okay.
I want us to build up. How did you meet John?
You want that story?
Yes, I want it all.
You want to? Can we tell that story?
Yeah,
Of
be
course.
honest.
Okay, I'm making sure you know. No. Okay, so we actually met on a chat line.
Okay.
Yeah, so one day we just, I guess everything synced up and we got on there. We talked for 2 days and we decided we was gonna meet in a mall. We met.
Don't look at me.
I'm just trying to, cipher out.
I want to hear. No, tell it. Tell
Oh,
it.
girl.
Tell it.
No,
Y'all talking here. Tell it. Tell it.
But you go ahead. Hold on, you
Tell it. Tell it.
I'm trying to cut too much out. So
This must be a wonderful story.
it's a great story.
Oh, let's
You
hear
tell
it.
it better than I do, dear. Why don't you start?
Nah, she asked you.
Come on, dear.
Yeah. So
I can't. I don't
So,
have the heart to tell.
you know, Elise, I grew up hardcore apostolic
Mhm.
and in the church 7 days a week, all of that.
Mhm.
And this was way back in the day before like even internet, like it was still dial-up internet when we met.
Mhm.
Like so AOL type dial-up.
Mhm.
And long story short, and it's going to actually be people that are joining today that have known us for 10 years, 15 years, and we've never told them this story. So let me just preference that.
That's why I was cutting.
Let me just preface that. But I feel like telling the truth tonight.
Well, I want to tell it. I'm here.
So
I'm here.
and so anyway, we met on this little vibe line and got to talking to each other. I never knew what she looked like, had never seen her before. She had never seen a picture of me before, nothing.
Wait,
And
time out. This was chat with no pictures.
no pictures. This is just a phone. This was like a phone
Oh, okay.
chat line.
Okay.
So all I heard was a voice. All she heard was a voice, and that was it. That was it. Like I didn't even have a cell phone to like text like at that time. And it wasn't that long ago because I mean we it was 2004 or whatever it was when we met. Okay, it was earlier than that. And so back to the point. I'm gonna be modest because we do have people on here, but we ended up meeting. We met at the mall. She told me what she was gonna be wearing. I told her what I was gonna be wearing. I had on what I said I was gonna have on. She had on something different because her plan was if I was ugly, she was gonna leave, and that was her original plan.
Oh.
And so I ain't gonna give all the details, but let's just say we met at noon. I was at her house by 3, and I had moved in the same night.
Yes.
What?
We've been together since
ever since then.
Oh my God! So it was love at first sight
for me.
For her. For her.
What you mean? You was at her house.
That don't mean I was in love. That just means
you was in lust. No, you was in lust.
I was in lust. She was in love. Two different things.
Oh my God. Okay, so after that, y'all been together ever since. So take us through. Did y'all have a wedding or how did y'all get married?
Well, my version of it is that we were together for 4 years prior to us getting married, or was it 5, 4 or 5, 4? And I'm gonna tell the truth on myself. I was 23, 24. I was not ready to be tied down by no woman. I was being me.
Okay.
And so at the end of the day, my son is here, so I got to keep it PG. And
I can read between the lines.
Yeah. And so, but literally, like one day she was just like, "I'm done with this. Like, if you ain't heard me, I'm done." I moved out, and all of that after 4 years. And
you left for 3 days.
Yeah, I left for 3 days. That's how long it took him to get up. But I left for 3 days, and on the 3rd day, I came to my senses. And I literally lived about 3 hours away at the time. I was in Louisiana. She was in Mississippi. I literally got up, drove to the house at like 11, 12 o'clock, midnight, getting there like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and literally ended up spending the night, got a ring the next day, broke, didn't have no money for no ring. I think that ring may have cost me I don't know what, about $100 or something at that time. And we literally threw together a wedding in what?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Well, when he asked me to marry him, remember it had already been 4 years. Right. So when he said pick a date, I'm not finna pick a date way out there.
Exactly.
So you change your mind, stand up again. No, I give you 2 weeks. That's all you need.
Okay, I want you to pause right there. Women, did you hear this? After 4 years, Bonnie said, if you either gonna marry me or this is it. She said, you are not going to Loretta me.
I cannot with you.
That part.
18 years, girl, you crazy. Right. But anyway, I am okay. I'm enjoying this. Keep going. All right, y'all got married. The date was like 2 days later. Okay, 2 weeks.
Cheapest wedding you ever seen. Like I would say the whole wedding was less than $2,500. Love you. Talking my son. and threw together a wedding. Like I said, less than $2,500. My mother-in-law cooked the food, and my uncle married us. Her uncle. Like that's how it went.
But it was beautiful.
Oh yeah. Listen, $2,500 wedding and pushing 25 years. I think is a good deal.
Amazing.
Only 17 years married though. Like
whatever. I want all my time.
Nah,
Give it to me.
whatever.
I said 21. He say 17.
Okay.
I want the 4 years of us not being married as well.
I mean, that counts.
Thank you. It sure do.
It counts.
It sure does. Mm-hmm.
This is amazing. So you have children to your union? I heard you
We
say your
do.
son. So
We
yeah.
do. We have three boys, John, JT, Christian, and
Mm.
youngest now is 18, and
Wow.
just moved out in college. That was my 21-year-old that was just leaving the house, and he moved out maybe I call it 8 months ago, 6 months ago, and so we're officially empty nesters in our early
Wow.
now. So.
Hey, who 40?
How does that feel?
It's great. It, it is fantastic. I
So
love
Bonnie, you're the only woman in the house. So
it. Have
how is
always
that?
It was great, actually. Mike, when the kids were here, they catered to me like crazy. So it was always, I was never, feeling like I was on the outs with them or whatever. No, they
Mm,
always made me feel like the queen that I am.
right,
Yeah,
right,
I loved it.
right. That's amazing. So tell us about your because you always tell your story, John, about how you started, how she was with you when you started with nothing. I need you to tell that story because there are men watching and there are women watching that needs to hear this for hope's sake. I need to hear it for hope's sake. Because people really don't believe in love anymore. I'm telling y'all because of the gimmicks and the games. People not ready to make up their minds like you were. And
Mhm.
then Bonnie was like, So women, we're hearing that we need to have standards. Don't just stay with a man because you. I mean, obviously y'all loved each other, but Bonnie was like, I'm worth more than this. So you have to marry me. And then look, he came. So tell us your story about how y'all started and how you're where you at now. Because if y'all don't know these people, they are wealthy. I
I
wouldn't I wouldn't be talking to them if they were not. Okay. So
Very comfortable.
they're
I
comfortable. You hear
I
but did you hear how she said we're comfortable? So yes, tell us how you got from uncomfortable to comfortable.
I give the quick, 3 to 5 minute backdrop, and obviously I'm gonna leave out a bunch of details here.
Okay.
But when I met my wife, uh, I literally didn't have anything. I've always been transparent about that. I was living with her in her house, driving her car, eating her food and my mother-in-law food,
Hmm.
and well, with my mother-in-law then. So I was, young, not making the right decisions, just in general, and so then obviously kids come into play, and all these things that kind of change your dynamic uh,
Hmm.
of being married. And I tell everybody that I'm grateful uh, for meeting her. And I tell people even today, we have been through car repossessions, foreclosures, evictions,
Hmm.
all of this stuff, all of this stuff. And so none of this is new for people that have followed us. We
Right.
passed 60, 70,000 followers across just Facebook, and
Hmm.
50 plus, 100 plus thousand followers on LinkedIn, and other social networks. And so at the end of the day, for me, it has been a journey, because I started, broke as literally a dishwasher, and going from there, and
Hmm.
doing the things, working in a restaurant, working in the kitchen, and I remember when I started making $40,000, I thought I was rich. At least, like I thought
Mm.
I thought I had made it.
Wow.
And I was comfortable there for a little bit until I realized, what was ahead. But I remember, my mother-in-law and my wife telling me, at the time, like I was so discouraged, because I was like, oh man, this just isn't working, or not, like the career part of it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
going where I wanted it to go. And
Right.
I remember one day, my mother-in-law prophesied to me. She was like, "You're gonna be the president one day," and
Mm.
my wife reinforced that message. And literally, through the years, and this is just to make a story short,
Mm-hmm.
but literally, through the years, um, going from a $6 an hour job to a six-figure job to a seven-figure job, and being able to do the things that I've always wanted to do for my wife. Even the house we're sitting in right now, was her dream house. We walked in this house and she was like, "I want this house." I'm like, "I'm gonna buy this house." And buying her dream Mercedes, a few months ago, like, and paying for it. I put the title in her name. Now it ain't even in my
Wow.
name. And so for me, uh it has been a journey
Mm-hmm.
for both of us through the years, and she has made me better. Simple. Even when I want to veer off track or want to give up or quit or be done, she has definitely made me better. So that's the succinct story. I own my own consulting business as well, including working in corporate America. Running 3, 4, $5 billion corporations,
Mm.
and going from there, and being the only African American, the youngest African American at 42, 43 years old, doing that on top of my motivational speaking and leadership coaching and development and all of that other stuff. So yeah, that's the quick 5-8 minute story to where we were to where we are. So
Man, that, oh my gosh. Let me tell you. So I'm listening to you, but throughout all of this, Bonnie helped push you to where y'all are. Like, you had the vision, but she helped you birth the vision because she was like, you can't give up. you remember what you remember what was said, and so what I say that to say it matters who you are married to. It
oh yeah.
just matter, or who you're connected to, who you're in partnership with.
I,
Um,
I
Go
have
ahead.
told people at least a million times, I'm a church baby,
Mhm.
and I remember what the scripture said very clearly: "He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and
Mhm.
obtaineth the favor of the Lord." And when I tell you that scripture has played out in my life, because every time I've mistreated this good thing, things have
Mhm.
went south for me.
Right.
And so I know, and when I say mistreat, I'm not saying like horrible or anything like that, but every argument or every time I've been wrong or whatever the case may be, not that she ain't been wrong, because she's had her days too. So so but my point is that I have learned that every piece of favor I get comes from how I treat my wife, and and
Mm.
and the things I do for her. And I've learned to apologize quick, and I've learned that, and it's taken time to get here. I have people I love that's my age who have had 10, 20, $30,000 weddings, and
Mhm.
together 2, 3 years,
Mm.
and here we are, 17 years later, and still doing this thing called life.
Right.
So yeah, that is my thing, and I tell people, even in the spirit of love, which is kind of one of the things you put on here.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I love my wife. I
Right.
love my wife. I'm an old school guy. I believe in the 3 P's: being a protector, being a provider, and and so I'm a firm believer in the basics and fundamentals of
Right.
marriage. And I love my wife, but I have told everybody, I've stood up in churches, I've stood up in conferences, I've spoken at a conference through 2 weeks ago, and she wasn't even there. And I said, I, and this is gonna come off and sound crazy. I already know you're gonna say. So let me just say, I love my wife, but I don't love her like she loves me. I don't even know how to love her like she loves me, and I want to. I want to. But I love my wife. I take care of my wife. I love her. But when this woman says she loves me, I have literally asked God to like show me that place of love. Because it's a place that is unique and special. And I have that for her. But I'm like, I'm learning and developing, in terms of what that means, and went going from there. And this woman has literally walked me through death once or twice before. People don't know, I was 370 some, 80 some pounds, even a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Wow.
And today I'm 230 and was taking 10, 12 medications and, high blood pressure and all these other things I was dealing with. And she held my hand. One day, let me tell this last story. One day we were flying back from Paris. I took her we went to London and we went to Italy and we went to Paris and we flew back. This was when COVID struck. And for some reason, anxiety kicked in. We were flying and we were, because she decided to go at the last minute, we couldn't get seats right next to each other.
Right.
And so long story short, I had a first class seat. There was no first class seat available when I booked her flight because she decided last minute I'm going. On the flight going over, stay with me here. On the flight going up, my seat which is originally her seat, because I'm not gonna put my wife in coach. I'm gonna give her the first class seat.
Right.
And my seat was by the toilet in the main, but it was the only thing they had. This woman leaves first class to come sit by the toilet and sit on my shoulder and go to sleep on my shoulder. I said, I know you ain't leave that $8,000 seat to come sit back here by me by this toilet. That was the first thing I said. But she was like, I'm staying right here and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. And going back, I don't know what happened, but my anxiety kicked in because I hate being in enclosed spaces. And it got bad to the point of where I literally started having a major panic attack over the Atlantic Ocean and felt like I was about to hyperventilate. And the first thing I thought about was, let me find my wife. And I went back and got her. I said, I just need you to hold my hand. I said, I need to, like, that's the only thing that calmed me down from them having to land that plane and me going to Deepfield that day. So my point is that everybody has a different need. I've driven through hurricanes. That's how I express my love. We live in Florida. Hurricanes are often. And I've never let her ride out a hurricane solo. I'll never, I come home, I get home. I done flew into other airports, drove 6 hours, car rocking side to side to get home to my wife. And one night I literally thought the last two, I said, I ain't even gonna make it in this car. She was like, just stop and just come see me when this passed. I'm like, nah, baby, I'm driving through the eye of this storm because I ain't gonna rest until I get home. So those are just a few things of examples of like how we've exchanged love, because it has to be an exchange. Cheryl, that's my EA, y'all. She just commented, verifying. She was like, yes, he did. She booked my flight. To get home. I said, Cheryl, I gotta get home to my wife. She was like, how are we gonna do this? I said, get me to the nearest airport and I'll figure it out.
Wow. Y'all, come on. Everybody in the chat. I got Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook going off. Y'all got us going to be crying crocodile tears. This is beautiful. This is so beautiful. Bonnie, do you understand? I know you do, because he said he don't understand how you love. He's trying to love like you. So can you take us through things of how do you do that? How do you make your man feel like he's just everything?
Okay, so honestly, it's not me trying to make him
Mm-hmm.
feel that way. Even when we argue, I don't like being mad at him. He'll tell you I
Mm.
do not stay mad at him because what I do is I pray. Most people, when they get upset, they're just mad. They want to be it their way, whatever. I ask God to increase my love.
Mm.
I every time he gets on my nerves or make me mad to where I think, I can't do this anymore. I go ask God, increase my love more. Because
Mm.
if you increase my love, we can get through anything. And I'll love you through anything. So no matter what happens in our marriage, I'ma always love him and I'ma always show that love. Not just because, he's my husband, because he deserves it.
Mm.
So and I make sure he sees it. So yeah.
Y'all, she said, increase my love. Y'all need to put that in your notebooks. If y'all are married and y'all like to argue, that is not the answer. Lord, increase my love for my spouse. And
Mhm.
I'm the type person, I don't like arguing either. Because I feel like if we're having a conversation, it needs to be a conversation where we're going to resolve something.
It
And
doesn't.
nine times out of 10, when you're arguing and you're mad and tempers are flying, you're not resolving anything. You're just getting out what you want to say. And then you got to go back and apologize for what you said because you really didn't mean it. So I'm looking at your relationship. Y'all, you really look at each other and you don't want to harm each other. And that's how a relationship supposed to be.
Listen,
Like,
I tell people all the time, Elise, that I'm not about to sit here and paint no fairy tale story. I'm not about to sit here and act like we ain't never had no arguments or disagreements. I'm not going to sit here and act like things have been perfect. Marriage is work, and it depends on how much work you want to put in. Some of
mm,
us are part-time lovers. Some of us are full-time lovers. Some of us put in overtime. And so it all depends upon how much time you want to put in it. I remember one time we was having it out, just disagreeing over, because I travel a lot for work, and my former executive assistant is on this, and even though she was coming, hey sure, I miss you, love you. But I, your EA know everything about you. And because she operates my calendar, she knows where I'm at. But my point I'm trying to make here is that I was on the road, 4 days, sometimes 4 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week. And I would see her for a day, come home, pack a bag, gone. See her for a day, gone. And so at the end of the day, you don't get to live this life in terms of the quality of life
mm-hmm,
without, you know, I tell people that, if you at somebody at this level, like you have to understand that it's a lot of work, it's a lot of it's a lot of I put in a lot of work. I took
mm-hmm,
her off her job 20 years ago, and I'm like, you ain't going back.
mm,
And I said, so at the end of the day, there have been times when there's only been one time that we literally had a divorce conversation.
mm-hmm.
And I remember that attorney told me at least what I was gonna have to pay. I came back. I said I fell in love all over again, all brand new. I said, "Oh, I love this woman." I drove home in the car saying, "I love this woman," because my kids were still younger. All this other stuff between alimony, child support. My attorney gave me that number. I said, "Oh no, baby. Oh no, we finna work this out. We finna work this out. I am not finna be living in an apartment and all this other stuff." See, I'm an OG. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not gonna sit here and act like we ain't had these conversations
Right.
and stuff ain't happened and ABC. And so, yeah, I'm gonna call it like I see it.
Hey, hey. I got a question because I know you go to the business dinners and stuff like that. Do you have people hitting on your wife?
Oh, I stopped getting mad at that a long
Look
time
at
ago.
Bonnie. Is you
It's
turning
just a
red?
compliment. It's just a compliment at this point. I mean, every time we go out, I'm just like, whatever, like whatever. People think she my daughter. People think she my sister. I done heard it. I done heard all the lines. I done heard all the lines. So I don't have time. I'm secure in my marriage. I am not worried about my wife leaving me. I told her if she don't leave me, she must be getting married to Bill Gates or somebody else that nature. If she leaving me.
I know that's right.
I said, I know I'm in the top 1% of men, academically, educational, financially. I know where I rank at. So if you leaving me, it's only a few people in that top 1% category you can pick from.
And they ain't your color. I know that.
There you go. That percentage is like 0.4, by the way.
But I want to also ask Sue, Bonnie, have you ever had to be like, okay, you got to fire that PA? You can't have that PA.
No, but a couple work wives.
Okay.
Oh,
work wives. Oh, she said that. A work wives job.
So it hasn't happened in a long time. But back in maybe 2011, he had a work wife, and I was fond of that name.
Let's be clear. Nothing happened with this woman.
No.
Oh,
they just worked long hours together. But I'm the only wife. Like,
right.
you call work something else, but I'm the wife. I work hard for this.
Exactly.
Don't just get that name, that title. You ain't did this. So no, I didn't like that. But that's about it. No, he hasn't did anything since that, or called anyone that.
Yeah, I haven't used that terminology. The wrath of a woman don't need to be repeated too many times to me.
You got that right. So do you she said he's a quick learner. So do you like now, since you're empty nesters and everything like that, do you travel more, or do y'all just like hanging out at the house? Because you got your dream house.
I'm gonna tell you, Elise. I left my last organization 9 months ago, and 10 months ago, whatever it was, and I still travel for my consulting business. I've declined offers because I've just enjoyed being home with my wife, and she knows. Like, my wife is for the streets. Like, let's be clear, she is for the streets.
You gotta be careful.
Meaning that if she go into Walmart, Walmart is gonna turn into Walmart's, Publix, Target, Sephora, and everywhere else. I am not for the streets. I ain't built for it. Cause when you travel as much as I do, you in 4 hotels in a week, all of this stuff. Like, when I'm home, she can tell you I have stayed at my house. The highest number I've recorded is like almost 30 days, never leaving my house since I've been on my sabbatical. Her, oh no ma'am, she got to get out of them streets, and I'm cool with it. But I love being at home.
I need stuff. I need food. We can't live here without food. I gotta feed you. I gotta get in them streets.
I don't know how we need food turns into makeup. I'm just confused. I don't know.
Cause you like me looking good every day. So
there you have it.
On that too.
There you have it.
All of it.
He said,
right.
So, Bonnie, do you cook every day?
So yes, but not the weekends.
Okay.
He lets me off, and we Instacart or Uber Eats something. But yeah, pretty much.
But I would say, like, because I don't eat like I used to, at least. But it's not like even Monday through Friday. I don't even know if I would say every day, because sometimes I just eat whatever's left from the day before. But like today, she cooked a big dinner. One of my brothers and pastor friends is in town, so she definitely cooked a big meal today. But at the end of the day, weekends I normally always make date night and or take her somewhere, or try to take her somewhere. So she definitely is gonna cook either breakfast or lunch. You're right, Cheryl. And she gonna cook one or the other, and sometimes like
That
lunch.
depends on what time we wake up.
Yeah,
Somebody said, "Can she cook?" This
Can
woman
she
is
cook?
from Mississippi.
Today she cooked turkey, baked chicken, mac and cheese, green beans, dressing, giblet gravy. I feel the Holy Ghost. My wife can cook. Now the Lord has blessed her cooking skills. Let me just tell the truth, because I used to call her burn 'em Bonnie. It was gonna be burnt. But between my mother-in-law and my mom, who are chefs in their own right, good Southern chefs, they have sprinkled enough grace and wisdom on her that she's picked up the skill set. Let's just be clear.
Well, when women get married, we have to learn our spouse. So once we learn how you like us to cook, then we cook.
That part.
When you start, you're nervous. You don't know, so you're gonna burn some things. So I'm with you, Bonnie, on that. Do y'all have a lot of friends?
Yeah. I mean,
So y'all are socialites.
tons of people. I mean, I obviously see a lot of people on here today. There's times when we're out in the airport or even at dinner, and Bonnie just gets on her nerve, but because I have such a huge social media following across multiple channels, people will walk up and be like, "John Moore," and I'm like,
Who are you?
Who are you? And it happens all the time.
All the time.
And so we have church friends, all kinds of friends, and Sharon said John knows everybody. I do, and I'm really the socialite though. She like tags along for the ride, but I'm really the socialite talking one with the charismatic personality.
That's true.
So when my wife is not the talker, she ain't gonna just make friends. That ain't her thing.
But I can tell she has a great personality though. If you get to know her, I can tell she has a great personality.
She just it ain't. I'm the one. I literally was at the grocery store. LSU football fan. I'm a big LSU fan. We ain't gonna talk about your prediction of the LSU women basketball.
They're not making it, so you might well get ready.
Listen, call it what you want. But literally, we was at Walmart, met this guy that's an LSU fan, didn't know him from a man on the moon. I'm like, yo, you come to the house, there's barbecue. Today is game day. Dude at the house watching the game with me. So I'm telling you. She said, "Y'all made my get back on the market."
So you are giving people hope. I'm telling y'all, but I knew that if I showed you guys, because I know you're genuine, you would give people hope that you can have a relationship, and an authentic, loving relationship, and it can work. I mean, but like they said, you have to put in the work. You have to want to be together. It's not gonna
like each other.
You have to like each other.
I tell people all the time, 21 years together, 17 married. The woman I was with 21 years ago was not, even the woman I was with, 10 years ago. Not even the same woman I'm with the last 5 years.
Just don't tell us your business, but talk about that. As you get older, you have to transition. You can't stay the same.
And I'm not the same man. I'm not the same man. My taste, my likes, my dislikes have changed through the years. And, some of them have gotten on her nerve. Like even in the last year, my taste buds, like how she used to cook a year ago, I'm like, babe, I can't do this. Like I need A, B, C, D. And so my point is that, people change. And when you've been with somebody for 20 years, change is not bad. Most of the time, change should be growth.
Right.
And so more maturity and that kind of stuff. But, I tell people like, and I'm not going to go too much into it, but I tell people like the 21-year-old Bonnie is not the Bonnie you see today. That's a whole different woman. And so, I tell people like, and I'm a different man.
Right.
And so we've evolved together. It's been a evolution process, and people that are around us, a lot of people are on this call. A lot of them have, some of them are my cousins, some of them are friends, and they've been at the house, spent the night at the house, like known them for years. They've known us for years. Like
Mhm.
they know, you know, how we are. And
Right.
and so the people you see sitting here today is the people you see on the camera, off the camera.
Right.
Right.
And so, you know, I tell people, like, you can't have a relationship. I am more attracted to my wife today than I
Mm.
was 20 years ago. And I genuinely mean that. And she knows it. And so I don't understand how people are married, you know, 15, 20, 30 years, and y'all sleeping in same different rooms and
Mm.
don't have no intimacy in your relationship. Not me. I got 99 problems, but that ain't one of mine. So I those are always the first signs of things going wrong. You know, I don't. She on my bank account. Every bank account we share. Now she got her own little slush fund account, and I have my own little slush fund account. But all of our main accounts, she got access to every dime. You know, she got my cell phone password. I got her cell phone password. Like
What?
it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing to hide
Well,
over
I
here.
don't know if I can do that. We can do everything but that. I mean, I don't know. It's just something about somebody going through my phone. Like, just ask me what you want to know. Why you gotta go on my phone for?
But okay, a perfect example. It's not even about going in like through my phone looking for something. So what my I'll answer your question in a minute. But like I had a episode a week ago, and I had a meeting scheduled at the same time. When I said episode, I just got really sick. And it was like literally all of a sudden, because transparently I hadn't been sleeping really well because I have insomnia. It's hard for me to get to sleep sometime, and you know, being in different time zones, different countries, like it's something that I'm dealing with. It's something she has to deal with, because sometimes I'm up all night and she sleep. So my point is, I literally basically fainted and had a meeting. And she was able to go in my phone and send an email from my email address to let the party know that I had a meeting. And this was a 7-figure meeting, a big meeting. And had she not been able to go in my phone and send the email
I get you.
and advocate on my behalf, because she knew I couldn't take the phone call or the meeting, and the meeting was supposed to happen in 10 minutes from the time I fainted, then that would have been an opportunity I could have lost. So it depends on how you look at it. It's not about, oh, let me go in the phone and go through stuff. The only reason she was able to contact that vice president and that president and send an email, you know, and say, hey, you know, I need to reschedule. I had something, an emergency come up, without giving away too many details, was because she knew we share a calendar. Everything that I have planned on my calendar, she has access to, and she knows my EA, and even Cheryl, who's on here, testify that when I was there, you know, she would reach out to Cheryl to plan things and say, hey, he has a doctor's appointment this day, or he has this, so can you add it to the calendar? Because sometimes my work calendar, my personal calendar, my consulting calendar is different. She has access to both of my EAs and was able to talk to them and plan, because she is my chief of staff in my personal life. She knows what's going on the calendar and where I need to be and when I need to be there.
You better teach us up in here.
So
I ain't think about that. Now I ain't think about that.
Come out here.
In case of emergency. Okay, in case of you're right. I mean, I ain't got nothing to hide, but I'm just saying it's mine. I just don't want you to go through it.
And it's fine. And to answer someone's question about the separate account, it's like I'm finna answer it right now.
You put it back up, right?
Put it back up. So when I say separate accounts, so all of our main 3 accounts we share. That's where the bulk of our money is. When I say separate accounts, we have like what we call a gift account, where, you know, she has her account, and, you know, she, especially for like birthday time and Christmas time and all that other stuff, that she can conduct transactions out of, and I won't, you know, be able to see, because I keep up with what she's spending. So I'm the financial guy. I'm the P&L guy, And so yeah, so that's what I mean by separate accounts. But all of our main three accounts, if I died today, she don't have to go to no bank and battle the bank or battle my mama or battle my
Mm,
brother over where's the money and what she get. She know where the insurance policies is at, and
right.
I left an emergency death letter for her that she's never read before, and it has
Mm,
all the pertinent information and my last wishes and my last love letter to her. That's I
wow.
say it again. It has all of my personal information, which she already should have because she
Mm,
has it. Has where to go find the insurance policy at, and my last love letter to her.
wow.
She knows not to open that unless I'm dead, and she
Wow.
has it. And so because I want her to know, and at the end of the day, I mean, we all think we should live 100 years or 75
Right.
years, but we never know what's in God's plan. We never know what's in
Hmm.
God's timing.
Right.
And so at the end of the day, I don't hide that info because she needs to have access to that info so she'll know how to take care of herself. Because I've made it clear to her, baby, if I die today, you don't ever have to go be with another man for money. You
Wow.
that ain't if you want to be with another man, it's because you want to be with another man. But it
Right.
ain't gonna be because you need somebody to take care of you. Because
Mm,
I'll set you up till you die. Not just when I die, but I'll set you up till you die, and I'll set the kids up till they die. So
wow.
let's be clear. It ain't no you gotta go do something because you feel this undue pressure. You ain't your life, your quality of life ain't gonna change at all when something happened to daddy, because that's who I am. When something
Wow.
happened to daddy, your quality of life ain't changing. It matter of fact, it's gonna increase.
Wow. Y'all, let me tell you something. This was a great choice, you guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bonnie, I am so happy for you. John, I'm so happy for you because you guys were like a match made in heaven. It has to be because now sitting, and I know because I've been married, I know what it takes to get to where you are. And so I commend you guys. A black real, they need to get y'all on. No, I don't want y'all to go on that show because everybody that went on that show, Black Love, is divorced. Every last one of them are not together anymore. So no, y'all need to create your own. So I hope in the future you guys would do. I mean, you if you probably maybe you still you do, but I wish you would do some type of conference or some type of something, even if it's just virtual. People will buy into it. I'm telling you, because people are looking for hope. They're looking. I mean, y'all gave me the warm and fuzzies, and I've said I will never get married again. But let me tell you something. If I can find a John and Bonnie marriage, give it to me, and it gotta come with the money, cause I done married. I done came up from the broke to that. No, I want to go in it.
You want to go in it? I ain't mad at you.
Cause I already have money. So I need somebody that can match it and we be okay. But the love factor, Jermaine, he's one of my day ones. He said, wow, this has inspired me. I got a lot of work to do. So thank you guys for because he has said he don't want to get married. But it's because there are so many examples out there that we think is a good example, and then next thing you know, they're not together no more. Like, what was the shocker for Will and Jada? Like, we was like, what? Y'all ain't been together how long? Y'all been, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a downward spiral to even in my own marriage. When I got divorced, a lot of people was like, what? I can't believe y'all got divorced. So, but I'm looking for that John and Bonnie love
Listen.
with the money. Okay.
You gotta be specific when you talk to God. You gotta tell them
You
exactly
have to
what
know
you
your
want.
worth, never settle. You have to know your worth and never settle. And I just thank y'all for coming on. Really, I wish you all would consider, and Bonnie, everything that you said was like nuggets. So I hope that you will If y'all ever do something, that you will have your own segment, because women need to hear from you. They need to hear from somebody that has been through what you went through, and they can see that you are a success. I mean, you just exude that I'm the. I know y'all don't cuss 'cause y'all in church, but I'm the ish. You know, you just exude that. I'm that chick. And don't come messing with me either.
Flesh and blood has not revealed that. That's, and it's funny because at least just like you've been following me for a minute,
Yeah.
I've been following you, and I knew obviously your ex-husband as well, and was following
Mm,
y'all all the time, and so it's just amazing how small the world is. So
it's small.
I'm honored that you reached out and
Yeah, it's
wanted us
small.
to be on the show, and honored that we could make it and even be here. But it's definitely a small world. So
It is. So thank you guys. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this segment, but thank you so much. And I can't wait to put clips up of this. Thank you.
absolutely, thank
All
you.
right,
Bye bye.
y'all give my guest a hand. That was so amazing, y'all. Come on, let's give it up again for John and Bonnie Moore. Man, that was amazing. Like I knew it would be. Okay, I just knew it was. Now, we always do something called put a pin in it, honest reviews. I watched Mia Culpa last night. Okay, the movie. I want you to go watch it. It's not bad. It's not good, but it's Tyler Perry's, and this is a different type of movie that he has ever made. And I'm trying to look and see if it was plagiarized, because it's not his typical movie. He has some kind of Jordan Peele movie in it, music in it, and all this kind of stuff. But Mia Couple is something that you can watch when you're eating some good food, okay? And I want you to enjoy. But next week, somebody say next week. If you have watched the movie Churchy, next week, my guest will be Jonathan Slocum. You do not want to miss this. Jonathan Slocum is a gospel comedian. He's been in the way for a long time, and he is on the movie Churchy. If you watch Churchy, he's the father of Kevin on stage. Okay. He's gonna be here next Tuesday at 7:30. And we're gonna be able to ask him any question we want to ask him. He is 60 and got engaged. 60 and 62. I think he's 62. His fiance is 60. They just got engaged. So we're just gonna keep this love thing going, and we want to talk to him about how he was on Churchy. I think he was on Kingdom Business and all those things. So make sure you come back next week. Thank you guys for staying on, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.